Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Breakfast with Blaha, and today we're eating one of my common breakfasts: Greek yogurt, frozen walnuts, frozen blueberries. If I do almond butter and cherries, it'll throw everybody off coming up. All right, let's talk about novices and bulking. Biggest mistake I see novices make: too much worrying about abs, not enough worry about spending 2 years building a base, 2 full years with no cutting, 2 full years of doing nothing but focusing on getting bigger and stronger. If you're not doing that, you're wasting your time. Now, I want to have some caveats here. Number one, no one is telling you to get fat. Bulking doesn't mean you put on 50 pounds in a year. Okay, that's called just getting fat. It's not the same thing. Okay, bulking means gaining weight. Preferably at least half of it being muscle tissue. Okay, and there's no way you can gain 25 plus pounds of muscle in a year, so there's no point in gaining 50 pounds, right? Make sense? I have clients, skinny kids who gain 25 pounds of weight in 1 year, 2/3 of it being muscle. That's what you want. No one's telling you to get fat. Number two, no one is telling fat people to bulk. But here's what I would say: you can't serve two masters. It's something I try to reiterate to people over and over. You should be bulking or cutting at all times. Even if your bulking cut is only 3 weeks long, you should either be bulking or cutting at any given time. And you shouldn't be worried about gains that much when you're cutting. And when you're bulking, you shouldn't be worried about your abs. You have to pick one, okay? Because you're going to spin your wheels and make zero progress if you try to do both at the same time. Again, barring the exceptions I've said in the past, I've made videos explaining who can recomp and how possible it is. Barring those exceptions, you need to be doing one or the other. And I want people to remember, if you're bulking and cutting, you're still going to make better total progress over the course of a year than you will from trying to recomposition, even if you fall into those categories that can pull it off. Still not a good use of your time. Found this myself many times the hard way. So if someone is fat, they need to lose weight. Okay, so if you first start training and you run a novice program and you're 50 pounds overweight already, 70 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, you just need to be cutting. Doesn't mean you shouldn't train, because guess what? We come over to that point that a novice lifter who is obese can gain muscle while losing 2 pounds every week, probably. Right? Someone who's really heavy, you could drop 2 pounds a week while gaining muscle. I was that person when I first got into training. I dropped 100 pounds in my first year of basically trying to get fit. Dropped 100 pounds. Went from 270 down to 170. I was a fatty, wasn't I? And I know that. I have a big appetite. Everybody knows this. But using that example, no, you just need to be focusing on getting to a healthy body fat. Okay? You can still train, but if you're overweight, you need to be focused on cutting. That's it. And I don't mean skinny fat. Okay? If you're 160 pounds at 5'9" or 5'10" and you have a belly, you're not fat, you're skinny fat. You need to just start gaining muscle. You don't need to cut. I see this mistake too. I have a client right now who did this. He was skinny fat. He bulked too hard. Got up to like 180 and just got fat because he bulked really fast. He just way overate. Didn't have good programming, good training. And then he said, oh, I'm too fat now. So he cut down to 140. You guys like 5'11", by the way. Now he has a strength level lower than untrained lifters. I'm having to build him back up. He just got emaciated. He didn't do it the right way. Had he just started training really hard and just started slow bulking, he wouldn't have been in that situation. But we come back to that point. Cutting when you're not fat down to a low body weight, and that's what most noobs do when they do this, you miss all your noob gains. Right? You will waste a year of your life and have no muscle to show for it. Okay. So here's what we need to do. If you're fat, you need to cut. So let's get that out of the way. If you're fat, cut down to a healthy body fat, healthy body weight immediately, while still trying to train and learn the basics and get the movement patterns down, because you'll gain a little bit of muscle. Once you are at a healthy body weight, if you ever want to gain significant muscle, you need to spend 2 full years bulking. None of this, oh, I'm going to bulk a few months and then cut. No, 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 no. Not for a novice. You're an intermediate and you want to do that, hey, that's great. Novice lifters, no. You need 2 full years of weight gain. Now, when I say that, what do I mean? You could gain 1 pound a month for 2 years straight. 1 pound a month of body weight, or half a kilogram. Right? Half a kilogram if you don't use freedom units. What is that? An average of 24, so let's call it 25 pounds in 2 years. How much of that's going to be muscle? Most of it. Now you're going to have people who say, well, I want all of it to be muscle. Yeah, I decided to chew that and stare at the camera. You know what I want? I want $1 trillion. I want a lightsaber attachment for one of my AR-15s. A real lightsaber, that's what I want. It's one of those things you think is more likely to happen. I can tell you that what I want is just as realistic as what you want. You want to gain 25 pounds of solid muscle with no fat gain without drugs. Cool, well, I want that lightsaber attack. I want a real lightsaber that I don't have to have the force to wield. It'll just cut through whatever steel or whatever I want. That's what I want. I'm just as likely to get that. I'm probably more likely to get that than you are to get that 25 pounds of muscle, because technology is increasing. That's how silly what you want is. You can want that all you want. We all want impossible things. But if you believe you're going to get it, you're an idiot and you're being conned by people. So over to the point. You're going to have to gain some fat. And if you stop doing it to cut, you're going to end up gaining less for it. You're going to waste your novice gains. You're going to waste your new potential. You're just going to spin your wheels. 2 years of slow weight gain, right? What does that mean? I mean, if you're 160 pounds at average height right now, in 2 years, you need to be 185, 190. Then, if you feel that your body fat's too high, you can trim down. Now, people say, but I want this. Like, okay, but you need to have delayed gratification. Just like me, what did I do that delayed gratification video on my cutting? I want to get stronger. Guess what? I need to trim body weight. I'm doing a 40-pound cut. Set a goal of dropping 41 pounds during this cut. I'm over halfway there. My lifts are not going to go up. Some of them are going to go down. I want them to go up. Well, guess what? There's a process we have to follow. I can't drop the body fat and get leaner and get at the body weight and body fat I want to be at while getting my strength up. You accept that. That is the price you will have to pay for the long-term goal. The price you have to pay. Yes, you're going to have to pay the price of not being as lean as you want to be until you have enough muscle to have a base. Then you can cut. Then it'll be easy to cut, right? It'll be easy to cut. If you've ever been 160 pounds in your life, cutting should be no problem for you once you gain more muscle. You're not an overeater, you'll be fine. But they need to spend 2 years. Any novice who has gotten themselves to a healthy body fat needs 2 full years of non-stop slow bulking. And when we talk about all this other information of those other things you can do, we're talking about people who have years of training experience already. We're not talking about novices. Okay? You're an advanced lifter, you can do what I'm planning on doing and have a 10, 15 pound window you bulk and cut in. That's fine if you're advanced. Novices don't need to do that. They need to build a base. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.